Do you want to see inside a police car workshop? Well, if you do, come with me, because I've got secret access to North Wales Police Vehicle Workshop. This is where all police cars come for servicing, bits fitting, to have all the lights done, to have every equipment bit fitted. So I'm going to meet a man. Come in here. Hi, Gareth. You all right?
Good start.
So this is Gareth. Before I go any further, I'm going to have to put an Ivy's jacket on. I don't want to break health and safety rules. So Gareth, tell us about what it is you do here, and tell us about what vehicles got brought in, what bits you fit, what bits you don't fit, what you service.
Okay, right, so workshop split into two halves. So this side is a commissioning side where all the vehicles, new vehicles are coming in and they're built. Anything from like the cell cars that you see to the traffic cars. You know, there's a lot of equipment on them. They come in as a standard car and all the equipment gets fitted here. Right,
so all the vehicles on this side are all new. So you've got a brand new Skoda Superb there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, Mike, but it's in Nardo Grey. It is Nardo Grey, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you look at this here, not silver anymore, Nardo Grey. So that's getting prepped to come out. You've got your A6, your 3-litre turbo. Everything new comes in this bit, gets prepped. What's on that other side up there then?
Right, so you've got obviously prepped this side as well.
Yep.
All the gear here is basically what's been taken out of the vehicles.
Yep.
Or there's cell equipment to go into the cell cars. And then down the other side is where all the vehicles are serviced and maintained.
So can we have a quick walk around?
Yep.
So you've got obviously there, Mike, if you can see, you've got your wiring looms. So obviously they're going to be for the external wires, comms, anything else like that.
Yeah.
Come down, pick, I don't understand anything with wiring, but you might need a bit of orange, a bit of green, a bit of this. Pull on your lens, clip them off.
Yeah.
Then you've got obviously your vehicles here. Mike, just come down here, I want to show this as well. So to save room, obviously lifts come straight out at floor as well. It's safer and it saves a lot more room as well on vehicles. You can see how clean and tidy it is. What they're doing on these vehicles then?
Right, so these are, obviously we've got a response vehicle there with a single cell in it, so the single cell's being fitted in at the moment.
So that's what we went on the outside.
That's what you looked at.
So the cell is technically the prisoner space in the back.
Yeah.
Right, and as you said, they cut the seat, move stuff around, and then bits that get taken out get put over there.
Yeah.
So a lot of viewers want to know, police cars don't have MOTs.
No.
But they do, but they don't.
Yeah, so every time a vehicle comes in for a service, it has a service and it has an MOT.
Yep.
So whether it comes in once a year or whether it comes in 4 or 5 times a year, it will always have an MOT inspection at the end.
But these are not MOTs like as how we know it.
Not as MOT as in the paperwork side of it, but the actual checks are done in our automated testing made exactly the same as any MOT garage. With the brake rollers, headlamp alignment, the ramp and shakers, so they check the steering suspension, it's all done like that. But then we also go a step further because in our servicing, all the wheels are always removed and everything is inspected manually. Yeah,
so for people out there that are asking, an MOT, what you know, is for a civilian's car. When you do an MOT check on different company things, or you go on MOT check.gov or wherever it is, that's for a civilian's car and you have one of them per year. These police cars come in, they go through the same standards, but they might have 4, 5, 6 a year, and each time they do, they're more rigorously checked than what a civilian car would be. That's why they don't have them, and these are an MOT approved government garage in theory, so all the people that are working on them are as good as the people that when you go get an MOT on your car.
The lane is checked, our MOT lane is checked the same as any other VOSA lane.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's have a bit of a walk around. Obviously all your tool bunches on the back. Just let you know, it's very quiet because everyone's just gone for lunch, that's why we're coming in now. It's not that's no one working, they've just gone in for dinner. So everyone's got their own tool bays, is that correct?
Yeah, all the tools are supplied, all the toolbox are fitted, and all the tools are supplied to the technicians.
Right, so they don't have to go buy their own.
No.
Right, and everyone's got their own duty care to look after them, keep them clean, and everything like that. Again, your lips coming out of the floor, they're good.
Yeah.
They're different as well, because in West Yorkshire you've just got ones that are like that over there, take a lot of space, a lot of room, and that sort of thing. What happens when a car gets brought in and it's damaged? I'm out, Billy Burglar, boom, bit of a T-pack, comes in, front wings off.
Well, we just do the bodywork itself here, but we'll carry out an inspection on it. We'll photograph any damage on it, and that gets sent to the body shop. And then also they carry out an estimate from the to repair the vehicle.
Right.
But we don't have to do the bodywork ourselves here, unless it's minor repairs.
Yeah, so in regards to servicing and things like that, if I'm involved in a T-pack and my vehicle goes technically, what I'd say, off-road, over a few curbs, a bit of tank traps and that sort of thing, you want to check underneath it, is that right?
Yeah.
So what would you technically check for? How would it work?
Well, we have an actual safety check and inspection sheet, so obviously the vehicle will be brought in and we'd work through that sheet, you know, checking for damage on the vehicle, downloading any information off the data recorder if required, as I photographing the damage, and then checking there's obviously steering suspension underneath through the safety.
So what data does it hold as well? Without being too police spec, this is between us, but does it hold speed?
It'll hold speed, what lights are on at the time, whether it's blues, sirens, your indicators, your brake lights.
It's basically saying to us he hasn't had a crash at 120 miles an hour and not had any blue lights or sirens on. There's no way, if I'm a police officer and it's my car, I can't ring you up and say, can you short lights on? It's basically done to make sure you're protected, the people in the car's protected and the police protected. That's what it is. There's no way you can cover this up. That's what it is. And if you're not happy, you raise it further. And that's where it goes. And that's why people like me have had the driving courses pulled or the permits pulled, because you do stuff and sometimes it goes a bit wrong. So show us around then, if that's all right. So you can see, obviously, you've got your high performance cars, if you can see, Mike. So you've got two high performance traffic cars at the back there getting seen, and a Volvo as well. Can we just have a quick chat about the bike then? Yeah,
no, so this belongs to the driving school, so yeah, they've obviously...
So you don't have to be proficient on just cars, you've got to be proficient on cars and bikes. Is there anything else you need to look at? Do you look at trucks? Do you have any Land Rovers? Do you have any...
Four-wheel drives we do, Land Rovers. Push bikes.
So you've got to look at push bikes as well?
Quad bikes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at everything, haven't you? You're not just literally,
no, it's not just...
I'm a car and I can't do anything else. So you've got to know what you're doing, haven't you, as well? Ask you a question then. I did a video about would you ever buy a used police car, traffic car?
Right.
Would you ever buy a used traffic car?
Not a traffic car, no.
Right. Just tell the viewers, right, this is what I said. I said it's Trigger's Broom. It's one owner, but it's had 4 new engines, it's been reshelled, it's got 10 new bonnets, it's been ragged from day one. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is just tell us why you'd never buy it, even though they're serviced.
They're serviced more regularly than any other vehicle on the road, and obviously the safety check more than any other vehicle on the road, but what they're used for and what they go through, the speeds they travel at, I particularly want to have one.
You've heard it first here, people. Never buy a used traffic car. And everyone that has, I apologise, I don't mean old retro T5s or SD1s, I mean as in old school cars like that. I'm on about brand new traffic cars where things are different. So can you just take us what's happening with the Skoda as well?
Right, so Skoda at the moment is having full service, so that'll be engine oil, filter, spark plugs, pollen filter, air filter, fuel filter, and then all the transmission oils are changed as well.
So you're doing the gearbox and things like that as well, So they need to be running absolutely pristine, don't they? For what we do with them and how they're driven, we need to make sure these vehicles are tip top. But everything's taken off. The wheels, all down to brake, everything's checked over stringently, isn't it? Because we need to know when we're at 150, 60 miles an hour, the brake pads are not going to fall out, the wheel's not going to come off, or anything else.
And once all those checks have been done, as you see all the wheels off, so you can see every single part of the vehicle, it then goes through and has an MOT as well.
Right, and that's every time it comes in. So if your vehicle's coming in 9 times from pursuits or from everything that we do, it has an MOT 9 times that year. So that's 9 times people more than you. And what's happening with the Audi?
So again, that's a service on that as well.
So Gareth, in regards to the equipment here, just tell me what I'm looking at here.
Okay, so it's a wheel balancer. So obviously do the steel wheels and the alloy wheels on it. So obviously once the new tyres have been fitted, remove all the old weights and we'll rebalance it on here to make sure the wheels are running true.
So that's where you put the weights on to make sure obviously is it balanced, so you don't get a bit of a wobble and you don't get any feelings. So in regards to this machinery then, is that remapped, is it chipped, have you altered it in a way to get better performance?
No comment on that.
you heard it here first. So we're here in MOT testing bay. So again, people, this is where the police cars come. Every time they're brought in for a service, they're brought in here for one of the MOTs. Tell us what equipment you've got in here as well.
Okay, so it's an automated testing lane, so it can be one person use. There's like the shaker plates on the floor here, so obviously once the vehicle's in the air, it will shake all the vehicle about, so you can make sure all the joints are moving correctly or there's no play in anything. Headlamp tester, and then obviously at the back you've got the brake rollers and the emissions tester as well.
Just like you do on a normal car.
Like you do in a normal MOT.
So what happens then if you're putting your vehicle on and just say for instance a police vehicle and emissions are high? Do you let it go out?
No, no.
Because we're police and we can do that, we can break law, can't we?
No, that wouldn't happen. You'd have to go back in, it has to be repaired.
Right.
It has to be diagnosed.
So all this thing about we can bend rules, we can do this, we can do that, we can't, because how is it on your staff? If something goes out and something happens, their qualifications, it's their testing skills, it's everything falls back on them. They're not going to risk it for me. No. They're not going to say, I'll put this through for you, Ben, because you're my mate. I don't know these lads, I've never met any of them, they've never met me. They won't sign a piece of paper and say, I've signed this off, if it's dodgy. It needs to make sure the officers are safe, the criminals that are going to go in back are safe, and members of the public are going to be safe going around it. What's the pluses of having something like this right next to the workshop?
As in having the MOT right here? Well, everything gets done in one place. It's like a sort of a one-stop shop, as you would say. Everything's done here, so there's no wasted time with drivers moving the vehicles backwards and forwards to another MOT place. Obviously, saves on the fuel.
It's more cost effective as well. And then if you need out, you can just go back through there, pick it up, bring it back through, or if it's not right, drive it back through. So another thing I want to show you is these new Peugeots which North Wales Police have kitted out. Gareth, can you just tell us about what you've got in back of these? Come down here, Mike.
So in the back of the vehicles we have single cells for carrying people in, obviously to custody and what have you. Probably a couple of days to actually fit the cell itself. The back seat has to be cut in half, the seat belt has to be repositioned. But obviously you can see there's no way.
So there's no way you can get out, and these are literally, so you can pee, poo, spit. You can't drop anything. If we put you in there and we pull you back out and you've got an hypodermic needle on the floor, there's drugs, it's all yours, there's nowhere hiding anything. These are what should have been in police cars a long time ago. I'm going to try and slip my slim figure. Yes, I have put loads of weight on, I do know that. You sold them for us, pal. This is not a criminal test. This is not a criminal test. It's just a pod test. Oh! So yeah, they're not very comfortable at all, but they're just there to do your job. There's no way I can get through to the driver in front. There's no way I can get to the officer on the other side. It's all sealed in, and yeah, you don't want to be in one of these as well. So I'm not doing a criminal test, but I'm just showing you what they get. I think all police cars should have these as well. So yeah, thank you very much, North Wales Police, for putting them in. So if you just want to put in there, so you've got an emergency exit in case, say, a car rolls over or there's a crash or anything, so you can pull somebody out. But that's it, you can look through that gap there, you can make sure the criminal's obviously not doing anything, not secreting anything. It's all safe for them to do so, and then it protects the officers inside the car as well, so if it's a violent offender they're not going to get injured. So that's the police workshop. I hope you found it interesting. If you want to know more, put it in the comments and I'll answer as much as I can do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for some more videos.